All right. Welcome to another episode of the Bring the Juice podcast. I'm fired up to be here. Today we have one of the originators of the concept of juice, Mike Martens. Mike, say what's up to the folks at home real quick.
How y'all doing?
Good to see you.
We gonna rock, then we gonna fold, then we let it pop, don't let it go.
It's the Saturday after the Bring the Juice golf tournament.
Big one.
Let's just dive into. I want to decompose that day real quick. All right?
Decompress, to be honest.
It's dead now, so decompose also works potentially.
Yeah.
But yes, decompress. Let's break it down, okay? Start out with this golf tourney. I had this wild idea to have a Bring the Juice golf tournament. You played football for Fresno State with me. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. Easy.
I thought it would be cool being such an advocate for Fresno State football, being involved. It's my familia.
Yeah.
Hey, let's raise some money. We need a new stadium.
For the kids.
We need some stuff. It's for
That's
the
it.
kids. It's for the boys. We're for
Play
the boys.
golf, drink some beers. That's all you want. What do you want?
It sounds like a great combo. People get some more, awareness of Bring the Juice. I bring all the boys back home that are in the league usually, or they live wherever. We have guys flying from out of state, out of country, all over the place. Guys taking long boat rides just to come to this.
Yeah.
A lot of planning. Okay.
Months.
A lot of planning. Months. Not weeks. Not
Phone
days,
calls, texts.
phone calls.
Setting them up. Deposits.
A lot going on.
Yeah.
Ins and outs and ins. Yings and yangs. And
Website, flyers. That's it.
Instagram posts, promotional videos.
Hype it up.
Things of that nature. And what's one thing that's on the back of our sweatshirt? Control the controllable. Guess
Yeah.
what? I can't control the weather.
Dump.
I can't.
Dump.
And I will say
Tsunami.
this. Being a kid who grew up in a farming family and on a farm,
You appreciate it.
weather's it's one of the biggest struggles that we have to face against. Mother Nature.
Yeah.
You can only do so much.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad being the actual farmer itself, like I've watched him growing up. Even this week, he can't sleep as well because he's wondering how much rain's going to go if we could perform in the fields and whatnot.
Yeah.
So you can't do anything. But what's the other thing with celebrating the juice? When adversity strikes, you got to respond. You got to do something, right? You either run to the fight or the fight runs to you. And I'm so proud of the amount of backup I had of guys that showed up, even though it was just dumping rain, 30-mile-an-hour winds, sirens of tornado warnings and shit like that. It was a monsoon. It was insane. But everyone, we did the national anthem, God Bless America. I said,
God bless.
start your engines. Everyone got their butts into their golf carts, and everybody went out and golfed.
Yeah.
Didn't matter the conditions.
Yeah.
And the amount of guys that came up to me and were just like, hey, bro, we're going to attack the day. Gritty. And I'm just like, it made me, one, happy that they also are like-minded.
Yeah.
Two, it made me feel like, hey, Bring the Juice is actually, people listen, and it's got a little bit of a flavor.
Substance, meaning.
Substance, meaning, flair, paprika, cinnamon, something like that.
Spice.
Spicy. It's got some spice.
hot.
It's
hot.
It's some zest to people's life.
Zinga.
And that's what I like.
Yeah.
I want that. I want people to tap in.
Gets you up in the morning.
Gets you up in the morning.
Nothing like first thing in the morning.
The boys
Hit the
came
car, Bring the Juice on, driving to work, probably hating your life.
out. Guess what?
9 to 5, hype me up.
If I could be a sprinkle
On
of
someone's life.
positivity in
Yeah.
someone's life, I think I'm doing a good thing. And I am so blessed to be in the position that I'm in where I can help Fresno State football along the way.
That's huge.
Coach
dude.
Tedford came out, had a great day. You know, in our last little pre-segment, I did a little half segment previewing the golf tourney. We did an NIL deal. And Mike, I know you originally, which we'll get into your athletic career a little bit, but we were both walk-ons at one point at the Division I level. Fresno State
Pride and joy.
specifically.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of those things where obviously, like when you're in high school, you want the big scholarship offer to the Division I.
Yeah.
And then once you're the walk-on at that school, it's like, okay, you know what? I kind of like a good.
Little Jocko. Good.
I got a chip on my shoulder. Add another one.
Big chips.
And what I'm getting at is me and Coach Tedford had a great conversation, before Christmas. He called me up. He's a mentor. He's a friend. Huge role model for me. I'm blessed to have had him as a coach. I know you didn't. Again, we'll get into that later. But my point is this.
Struggle season.
He's the right man leading the program. And he hits me up, says, Frankie, I know you started off as a walk-on. You know what that's like. Blah, blah, blah. We got into it. One of the things that happens when you're a walk-on is you don't get to eat the meals for free like the scholarship players essentially do. Training table. It's called a bunch of stuff now. It's essentially you finish practice in the morning, you get a lunch, you get a dinner. There's breakfast in between. Scholarship players, that's built into their scholarship. Walk-ons, you have the option to pay for that, right?
Yeah.
And you should if you're smart because it's actually a pretty good field and it's reasonably priced. It's also really convenient.
Well, second thing is time. I mean,
you could just eat, practice, and be in your stuff and go eat.
Yeah.
What I'm getting at is, Coach calls me up and says, "Hey, Frankie, I'm really proud of you for doing this golf tourney. Blah blah blah. What do you think now that we're in the world of NIL? What do you think about doing an NIL deal with all the walk-ons that are on the team right now, and you cover their meals for the up to summer, fall camp, whatever it is?" I said, sure. What's it going to be? Tells me that's going to be about, blah, blah, blah per guy. We come up with a grand total. He goes, they could come out, help you run the golf tournament, refill ice buckets, help you clean up, do this, that, and the other. And I'm saying, you know what? Absolutely. And I said, in return, there's good people that are either, one, passionate about the dogs because we're supporting the dogs. Yeah. Two, they bring the juice and they're good energy. Or three, they just like to be involved in the valley. Those are all people I want to be around. So these guys, these kids who are young and hungry football players, they have an opportunity to network and like anything. College is great. You learn some stuff, but it's who you meet. It's the connections you make, the networking side that really you should utilize. And that's at Fresno State. I mean, that's true anywhere. You go to a conference, who cares what the guy's talking? It's about who you go eat dinner with and the bars after and crap like that. Like
that's 100% true.
It's 100% true. So bring the juice to the NIL deal where we paid for all the walk-ons, and I don't know, man. It was kind of cool. That at the end of the day, I talked to all of them and
here's the deal,
gave them a hat, and it was a good thing. It was a good day.
When you're a walk-on, you got to work your ass off, and
you do.
It's kind of like you have the big chip on your shoulder. You're either paying for it yourself, your parents are paying for it, you got a loan.
Yeah. Luckily, Fresno State's pretty affordable in the grand scheme of things.
It is. You're not going to,
Stanford is
easy.
different.
What I'll say, this is what I tell people. People ask where you go to Harvard of the West, right here, Fresno
there you
State. Go. That's it. But it is affordable. That's the good part. So, I mean, not only do you have to grind, but you have that thing. It's the chip because the scholarship guys, you're there. You see them. They got heavily recruited. You kind of feel like, okay, I was just left over at the end of it, right?
Sloppy seconds.
They didn't want me bad enough, but I have drive. I want to go there.
I seen a shot.
Exactly. So when you can do something like that, pay for meals, that's something that's off their mind now. They can focus on school, football, life, whatever they're doing socially. That's huge. So,
and I mean, I remember being in a position where it's like, oh, we used to be able to eat some meals.
Yeah.
And then it's like, hey,
how many
hey, am I allowed to have this one?
How many tri-tip sandwiches do we have at
lot of Doghouse tri-tip sandwiches.
Huge.
You know what though? Better than Doghouse, I put my stamp on this, is Dervos Deli. You got to get out to Dervos Deli, Mike. Dervos Deli, huge supporter of the pod. They provided all the sandwiches for the golf tournament yesterday. Phenomenal food. Didn't get to have my world famous chicken sandwich that I preach about, but shout out to Dervos Deli because Mike, these crisp cut fries they have, I don't know who the hell does it there. Whoever is the head of cutting.
He's chopping that up by hand. He's got the measurements.
No, I think he's got like a special knife that he ordered from like a Japanese mountain knife company.
It's got to be a sword.
It might be a sword. No, but here's the thing. He's consistent because you order something. And I did an episode at Dervos Deli and I talked about how thinly sliced the pickles were for like 10 minutes.
You got hyped up about the pickles.
They were freaking crispy, man. I appreciate a good pickle.
There's nothing like a pickle crunch. You take one bite. You know what I mean? That's it.
No, it was great. It was great. And so yeah, shout out to Dermot's Deli for that. But yes, in training room, you don't know what meals you're getting. A lot of teriyaki don. Love me love me some T-Don.
Get the
white sauce.
Yeah, white sauce in
Now,
there.
if you've never been to
T-Dons.
teriyaki don, I don't know what to tell you. But
It's kind of like you get rice, you get teriyaki chicken, and then you get sauce.
Yeah.
Basically.
But
and the sauce,
if you, and I
like
mean
to
this,
swim, you can just dive right into the sauce.
it's a thing. It is. It is.
Fills up. So it goes through the rice.
Yeah. It bleeds through the rice.
Bleeds through the rice. So you like, oh, I don't have that much sauce. Pour some more sauce on.
Yeah.
Like, shit, where'd my sauce go?
Yeah.
Pour some more sauce. Next thing you know,
You're at the
you finish
bottom.
the chicken, you eat a little bit of rice.
It's like the bottom of a cereal bowl.
You're eating cereal.
I have been in a position where when people like bring home teriyaki don, but they don't have the white sauce, I'm not as interested.
Wow. See ya.
I'm
Adios.
okay. I'm okay without it.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah.
It's like going fishing, but you forgot
Your hooks.
Your hooks.
Yeah.
You just got line.
I'm gonna go
and a pole.
throw this string in the water.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah. How's that gonna work out? Not
not-
so great, Mike. Not
Not
so
catching
great.
anything.
Mike, you didn't originally start out at Fresno State.
Did not.
You had a different journey.
Big journey. So
Give me your elevator pitch at that journey.
high level, 1,000 feet. High school, parents didn't know anything about scholarships, recruiting,
Nothing.
etc. Nothing.
Blind.
Nothing.
Get it.
So first guy in my family to really go to college and finish college.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Came out, played baseball, football.
Athlete.
Yeah, somewhat. When I was in high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just was having fun like any other kid, right? Knowing what I know now, I wish I would have took it a little more seriously. But you can't fault yourself when you're a kid, right?
No.
So got out, was lucky enough to get a scholarship at Azusa Pacific. They do not have a football program anymore.
Discontinued.
D2.
How's
Christian
that
school.
feel? How's that feel?
Blast of a dying breed.
I mean, yeah, but like at the same time, it's like I'm sure you have buddies who they were seniors at one point. They graduated from Azusa Pacific.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have kids someday that
They can't play there if they want.
they can't even be like, oh,
No
my dad
legacy.
used to play there.
Yeah. That no one's gonna know. It wasn't a big program.
I know, but
Cougars,
still, I mean, you still put in work at Division Two.
Yeah. No, Division II. Really, when you think about it, you have players in all different. NAIA, Division III, Division II, Division
I heard the
I, AA.
lineman is the biggest difference.
It's that, but what I think the biggest difference is depth. So when you're starter guys, they can probably go out and play
A D1.
at D1s at some level.
Right.
It's the second string guys, third string guys, fourth string guys. The
Huge
talent
drop.
level just drops big. So like when you go to D1 school, your first string guy is obviously very good. Second string guy, almost just as good.
Yeah.
Third string guy, almost just as good.
You really there's
it's-
not very many weak links. Yeah. Even their crappy, you might say, oh, he's not that good on your team.
Well, he's
good enough to get a
he'd go
D1.
crush. Yeah, he'd go crush in D2, etc.
Right.
So I think that was the biggest thing where we had some guys where it's like, man, I always wanted to play D1. That was my goal.
Right.
Luckily enough, my path took me
Right.
to Fresno, which was awesome.
Was it
But
hard to settle for D2 knowing D1 was your goal?
No, it wasn't, just because, my whole thing was they did pay for 1 year, but I just didn't want my parents to pay for college. So I got
That's
a
fair.
good deal where my grades were good. And when when you're in D2, it's not, guys don't usually get full rides. So that's typical D1. You get school paid for, meals, housing, etc., stipend. D2, you get like 50% scholarship of your annual tuition or something like that. So
Do you get a stipend though?
you don't get a stipend either.
That's big.
So the biggest thing that I got when I was there, it was my grades were good enough to where the school paid for 50% and the football paid for 50%. So even though my whole tuition was covered, all I had to pay was house.
That's not bad.
And board. But, obviously my path brought me up here. Big.
I'm thankful for
big
it.
car guys. Big car guys.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Dave and Derek, I wouldn't be here. They gave me a call.
So tell me about your relationship with Derek and David. The cars.
I don't see him as
That's
much.
CARR.
2 R's. Double R.
Yeah. That's just for people who didn't know who David and Derek were. Go ahead.
They better know.
Yeah.
If you're from here, you better know who they are.
Oh.
I don't see them as much anymore, just because obviously life, right? But when I was coming out and when I was at Azusa, I'd come home during winter break and
Because you're a Bakersfield guy. Let's make sure we throw that
good old
in there.
Baco.
Yeah.
Come home to Bakersfield, about 2 hours south of here. You guys, if anyone doesn't know where Bakersfield is,
Thanks, Mike.
got that for you. So I'd come home, and I came home after my sophomore year at Azusa, and Derek was just getting out of college. So he just got done here at Fresno. He was preparing for the combine, for the draft.
Right.
My trainer that I had in Bakersfield, his name's Eric Mahanke. He played at Fresno State with David, so they're like best friends. And so I'm training with him. He goes, "Hey, easiest question of my life." He goes, "Hey, Derek Carr's going to be here Saturday for like a couple weeks. Do you want to he needs
Catch
someone to
for
run
him?
routes. Do you want to catch for him?" And I said, "Huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Please.
Twist my arm.
How much do I have to pay?"
Right? Do I get a T-shirt out of it?
Yeah. Can I give him a hug?
Can I get a car elite?
Yeah.
Can I give him a hug?
So he comes back. That whole family is amazing, dude. Top notch.
Yeah.
Faith, the way they treat other people, their fellowship together, it's unreal, and nothing but the best to say for the Cars. So I come back, we're throwing. I'm doing my thing, running, jumping, all this crazy shit, and he's like, "Mike, why are you at Azusa?" He's like, it seems like you could play, at a higher level. And I was like, "Hey, this is the cards that were dealt, man." So
Right.
I didn't have, this is
who I am.
I took the money, right?
This is who I am.
Took the money. And he goes, "Well, hey, would you, I can make a call. Would you want to play at Fresno?" And I was like, "Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be awesome." So Dave and Derek make a call. I don't know who they talked to here at the time, but they filmed some routes that I was running and stuff. Sent that film in, and just I got a call 2 weeks later, like, "Hey, send us your transcripts.
Boom, done."
We got a walk-on spot for you, etc." And then took it from there. It was actually very interesting. The first year I got here, I did not go to fall camp. I skipped fall camp because
you came in after.
I came in after.
You knew you were going to redshirt.
I knew I had to redshirt. So it's different now, the transfer portal and everything like that. But back in the day, when you transfer up, you had to sit out a year. If you transferred down, you did not have to sit out a year, which is, I don't understand that. But so I came in my first year and I knew I wasn't playing it down the ball.
Right.
That's it. Scout team hero.
And then, coming in, because you came in right when Derek left, right?
Yeah.
So that was
A year after Derek left.
Right. What was the team's vibe knowing that they just lost Derek, Devontae, and not just Derek, Devontae? There was other dudes that
Harp.
There's a lot of dudes that get kind of thrown in the shadows on that class. I feel like, because Devontae's best wide receiver in the league, and Derek's had has a very successful NFL career.
Yeah. Stud.
Coming up, where's he going to land next isn't official yet, but it's going to be somewhere. He's top free agent right now, that's for sure.
Don't like to speculate. There's a couple teams I think you'd be wrong. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, so shit, go to the Steelers. That'd be dope.
Are you? You're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan?
Yeah,
Why?
I like your colors. Interesting story. Everything leads back to ball. So, literally, I didn't want to play football growing up. I was scared shitless of it.
What are you, like a little wiener?
No, my older brothers played. My older brother had a lot of concussions and stuff. Kind of scared me. He went to the hospital once. I was, I'm a little kid, dude. Yeah. So I played soccer and baseball, and then my mom got into high school, and my mom said, "Hey, check it out. You're playing football. Don't really care.
Right.
We're going Friday night. We're gonna see all our friends. We're doing it. So you're gonna suck it up and play." And I was like, "All right, cool.
You're playing, Mike. Go hit somebody, Mike.
That's it. Get after it.
Yeah.
Get lit up.
You're the hammer or the nail, Mike.
Be the hammer." So
Neil.
I didn't really watch, a lot of football growing up, a lot of baseball, etc. And I put the TV on. Next thing you know, I see this guy get absolutely just shit rocked. This Hines Ward. I don't know if you've seen the hit on Ed Reed, where he's acting like he's blocking someone else, and Ed Reed's coming up,
he turns back.
just drops his
that one.
ass. So I go, I like that guy. This is an awesome team.
So
That's when they had Jerome Bettis.
You're a big Hines Ward guy.
Big Hines Ward guy.
Huge
Hines Ward guy.
Is he your favorite player ever?
Probably.
Wow.
I would say.
Wow. I didn't know that about you. Thanks for shouting out my jersey real quick. Got this at the Bring Juice Golf Tournament pre-dinner.
That's awesome.
I came with a little picture thing on the side, so it'll be up in the studio pretty soon here.
Where are you gonna put it?
I think one of these corners.
It'll fit. You got room here and here.
I
You
need to do.
You gotta put something to match, though. You can't just have one side.
No, I'm a very. We talked about it yesterday. I'm a pretty symmetrical dude. I was never the guy. I can't like wear a sleeve on one arm, and the other arm will get cold. Like I need to be symmetric. It's always I always wore the double barrel wristbands because I was like, I'm symmetrical. Or I wouldn't when I just tape both hands.
A little OCD or just.
I'm a little OCD.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm a lot of things, Mike. I got a lot going on, but I think that's a good thing too. At the same time,
Yeah.
I think all successful people have a little bit of corks and screws.
Dude,
going all
you
over
gotta.
the place.
Yeah, I mean,
You gotta be a
you gotta be
psycho.
able to. You gotta be able to multitask like a psycho to be successful in this world right now, especially with all the distractions. There's so many distractions.
You like pistachios?
Frank, I could eat a pistachio every day. Not one, because you never eat one.
You can't eat one.
You crack probably at least 50,
50?
100, doesn't matter.
What's your pistachios cracked per minute?
I get a good thing. You can either do it like a sunflower where you like pop it.
Oh, you're
or
a
you
teeth guy.
No, you could be if you got strong teeth.
Yeah.
I
strong
probably
teeth?
crack
You got strong teeth?
in a minute.
Yeah.
In a minute?
Yeah. 16.
I was gonna say 20.
That's a pretty big ratio.
If you're power eating,
Are you
what
power
about,
eater?
what about you? The superfood. You big pistachio
Superfood.
guy?
Huge pistachio guy.
Gotta
I'm
be.
a huge supporter of the American pistachio growers. And I love how much they support Bring the Juice. And if you want to perform like the pros, which you do,
And everything.
eat your pistachios. Eat those nuts, kids.
Big pistachios.
Love them.
You got-
Mike, you're talking about OCD, all these other things. A guy, you got to have some screws loose if you really want to be successful. Craziness is a unique thing if you can control it.
Yeah.
I want to read you a quote. Iron sharpens iron. We say that all the time.
Yeah.
But there are times you have to sharpen your sword alone. What does that mean to you? It's a quote by David Goggins in his newest book.
Yeah, so that's a great quote.
It's a great quote.
I think it means you gotta look in the mirror.
You got to.
You gotta look in the mirror and think
That
of
hit me
yourself.
so hard, Mike.
Yeah. So
I wrote it down
iron sharpens
on the
iron.
back of a
in our world.
receipt.
In our world, right? That's practice every day.
Yeah.
Right.
But not even that. We're out of the game.
Well, yeah, out of the game. But I'm
Now
saying
it's me
in a
and you
football
hold each
game.
other accountable.
Now it's me calling Frank. Hey, what are you doing?
Right.
Blah 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 blah.
Are you still
at work?
Yeah.
Are you grinding?
Are you off
Or
your
what are
ass?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
You just sitting down. And you're not doing
If you had no job and weren't doing crap and been getting chubby and all this stuff,
Oh, you'd chew
I'd be
my
on your
ass out.
ass.
Yeah.
I'd be on your ass.
Easy.
Likewise.
Easy.
And I want to surround myself with like-minded people.
But sharpening your own sword.
There's demons inside sometimes. Just
Yeah.
you got to go with.
You get it sometimes in I do this a lot when I'm on my way to work or I'm headed home from work. When you're in the car and you're thinking about, hey, this is what I want to accomplish today, this is what I accomplished this month.
Right.
Looking at yourself in the mirror saying, am I doing what I need to do, especially as a father, especially as a husband, everything like that. All these thoughts run through your mind, right? And at the end of the day, I think that quote tells you, hey, if I look in the mirror right now and I don't recognize myself, then something's off.
Right.
You know what I mean? Sometimes I'll drive to work. I won't even realize, if you're sitting there contemplating, everything that you got going on. You ever drive and you get to where you're going, and you realize you didn't listen to music the whole time?
All the time.
Nothing.
I call it, I grip the steering wheel and I just think. I don't even realize I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm like floating over myself mentally preparing for what I'm gonna think about almost.
Oh, it's deep.
It's deep, and I do believe. And I mean, I drive an hour to work every day and an hour back.
17 minutes. Big time. That's all I got.
The ride back, I've had a long day. I usually make some phone calls.
Yeah.
You know, I want to just, maybe I'll throw some tunes on. Maybe I'll throw a podcast on, study some film.
Mm-hmm.
But on the way to work, it's usually, dark outside. It's early in the morning. Not many cars are on the road. You just go. You fly.
Just cruise.
And I don't really listen to music on that one. I just kind of, I say a prayer in the morning, and
thank God for no more rain. No more rain, please.
Yeah. I mean, it gives you a little time to, like you said, place some things in the filing cabinet of your head.
I think a big place too, just depending on where you're at, is if you go in the gym.
Yeah.
I mean, if you work out, it's always good to work out with a partner, but if you ever work out alone by yourself and it's just you, that I think it tells you a lot about who you are, because no one's, what do we always say? Like, what are you going to do when no one's watching you?
That's all that matters.
That's it. So you get to play that mind game with yourself on, hey, I know I'm tired. I told I was going to do 4 sets of 10, right? You're on 9 and you're like, oh, that was pretty rough. Are you going to do that 10th rep? And then that's what you got to hit.
It's tough. Mike, lifting.
You know what I say? Fuck it. Do 11.
Hype me up. Fire it up, Mike. I agree. It's tough because it's okay. One of the hardest transitions for. Okay, we talk about all the transitions from life after sports, right?
Yeah.
Specifically, if you want to talk about just lifting weights, training by yourself,
crazy,
and you're not training for anything.
Exactly.
Like
you're training for the mirror. That's it.
And if I am training, let's say I say, hey, I'm going to set out and I want to become a professional pickleball player, or I want to go run a Ironman or something like that.
Move to Utah, slide down some fucking ice.
That one was a little different, but it's just like you got to face these internal demons, and there is like even you just move to Utah, size of ice. There's the goal of like, hey, I'm climbing a mountain, I'm trying to make it to a certain tier to get to this next tier to try to maybe go to the fucking Olympics some days. That's how I was getting at.
Yeah.
Right now, it's like
that's a goal.
That's a goal.
When you're just when you're just 9 to 5.
We're working. Let's call it. We're working a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Which, not saying we are, but that's what you are. You're
basically
working. You're working.
Pretty much.
But you want to still. I love lifting weights. It's fun. There's some shit that I hated doing. That I'm like, you know what? I don't need to do that anymore. I'm not going to do that. I have my own choice.
Why do I need to put 315 pounds on the bar and max out?
You don't need to do it anymore.
But you need to lift.
You need to
exercise.
Lift. It does help. It's just, it does suck doing it by yourself. When you go from, especially a football locker room, where you don't realize
I think this is where we kind of get into the juice part.
Yeah. You don't realize how good you got it until it's over type.
Until it's gone.
And, there's always, guys with wisdom talk about, you wish you knew you were in the good times when they were happening.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
it's about the journey.
It's about the journey.
It's always been about the journey, Mike.
Yeah.
It's always about the mountain you could climb. And when you get to that one, it's pretty cool. But guess what? You look over to your left, there's another mountain. You're attacking it.
Bigger mountain.
Gonna need it. Your backpack's gonna get a little heavier. It's okay.
Yeah.
Your legs are stronger because of it.
Bring the boots.
Pack a couple Cliff Bars. Bring some water.
Bring some water.
Yeah. Hey, Cliff, what are you doing now?
Hey, come on. Come on.
But seriously, it's the journey. And that transition of lifting, we're talking about college. I'd even throw high school in there. Let's say you're a senior in high school right now, and you just finish your last summer workout, and you just finish your football career.
Yeah.
I guarantee you got some sort of a gym membership, and it's just not. It doesn't hit the same, and it gets even worse. And I would 10x it.
Yeah.
From college football, and also me and you, we love to lift. We were
ingrained.
We loved the weight room.
It's one of the
some guys hate that stuff.
Yeah. Oh no, it's 100% necessary, and the reasons why I love it so much is not only is it good for you, keep you healthy. It also it's just a good time to think, good time to decompress, man.
Crazy.
You got a lot of, as an adult, as a provider for your family, etc. There's a lot of weight on the shoulders, right?
Absolutely.
So you go lift and you just blow it all out. That's it. Go crazy, go nuts, get hyped. It also gets you hyped up. Makes you look good.
What do you? I kind of talked to. I think I talked to Jay Kaner about it, or maybe I talked to my brothers about it on the pod. But I don't lift. Do you? So sometimes I lift in silence, which is what I'm really.
I do not listen to music when I lift. It's weird.
I don't know why.
Some people, when I lift with my buddies, they're like, "Hey, you don't have headphones or anything?"
I don't wear headphones.
I
can't wear headphones.
Gym music, it always kind of sucks, but
yeah.
you kind of tone it out. But I don't like listening to anything. I don't know why, but
I'm the same way.
I just feel like it's just me. When I'm by myself, it's me, and I got to fight the battle with myself to keep pushing, grinding, go. And
I agree.
And you just, at a certain point when you're really dead tired, some of the best feeling I have is when I know I can't go anymore, or I had a really good workout, and you're just sitting there breathing. You're just listening to your voice.
Yeah.
That's one of the best feelings, because you did something. You put in the work. Doesn't feel good the next day when you're sore as you're getting older. I get super sore now.
I get sore too, but at the same time, I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I kind of like that pain.
Well, it means you did something.
Yeah. Now, there's some times where I'm like, why the hell are my hamstrings hurting so bad right now?
Yeah.
I don't need that in my life. I don't want to ever do rehab again in my life. I don't want to. I don't want to go get my leg. I don't want to get my hamstring. I used to get my hamstrings scraped every single day.
But you take that for granted. I wish one of the things I wish the most.
There was a training room just in the world,
dude. You just walk into work. You go, hey man, my right hamstring's a little tight. Can you get me stretched out? That's one of the biggest things that I don't have in my life that I wish I had.
Why is there? And you know what? There is. I'm gonna say we're probably talking out of our ass here a little bit because
100%. But not readily accessible. Like I can't. It's not my daily. Our job was football, right?
Yeah.
So our job, we go to work, and part of our job was, hey,
rehab,
keep your body right, get stretched, roll out,
all of it.
Do all
ice
that
bath,
stuff,
everything.
Ice bath, everything. Now my job's different, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But I still wish I had that just to be able to walk in.
Oh, it's a luxury.
It was super helpful.
I'm sure there is. I agree. It's not readily accessible. Where I'm sure there's a clinic where you could sign up for something. It's probably expensive as hell.
Yeah.
I know, like Dr. Batista, great dude. He does a lot of stuff like that. Big on the IVs, the cold chambers, things like that. But my routine would be go in, get stretched out, get rolled out, get some elbows on the hamstrings. Maybe I got to get a scrape. Maybe we're doing a cup today.
Yeah.
And even when I wasn't hurt, I wanted to keep doing that because I didn't. Yeah. I mean, Mike, we know this firsthand. Like, especially you want to go back to being the walk-on. Like, each person, and this is not just in sports. This is anything. Each person has a rope of slack in whatever the hierarchy is to where you're at.
Yeah.
And depending how much you're either a veteran, your experiences, or their investment on you.
Yeah.
Depends how long that rope is.
Yeah.
Use the NFL as an example real quick, okay? If you're balling out as an undrafted free agent, okay, let's say we're undrafted free agent wide receivers, okay? Or you're an undrafted free agent wide receiver, and I'm a first round draft pick.
Got it. Okay. No, well, let's go back real quick. Pick number 1.
Okay, you're the first pick of the draft, and I'm an undrafted wide receiver. Okay. We each have 10 balls. Okay. And I drop one ball, and you drop one ball. I'm going to be criticized I might be in cut.
You might be gone.
Hey, this guy can't catch the ball. If you drop one ball, hey man,
just a bad day.
Hey man, got to get those next time.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, because I had Danny Woodhead on the pod a couple weeks ago, and he had so many great little nuggets of wisdom. He's the boy. And eventually, the cream always rises to the top.
The cream.
But seriously, and it's one of those things where, and I believe this, you keep your freaking nose on the grindstone.
Yeah.
Just keep freaking going and going. And consistency is the hardest part.
Yeah.
You can't just do it one day. Yeah. You could come and catch all your balls every day and not fuck up a play every day. And come and be on time to every meeting, and make sure you be where you're supposed to be all the time, to where they don't have to worry about you. Eventually, they're going to say, "Hey, I know we invested in this guy, but this guy's going to help us win football games. We missed him."
That's the mentality you have to have as a walk-on.
In anything.
Especially as a walk-on, too.
Especially as a walk-on.
Yeah. You're trying to, other guys were granted a scholarship, right? These guys got it. They're there. What you got to do is, hey, I got to show the coaches that I'm going to earn it. So you got to be there on time, be there early. You got to work your ass off, and then you got to just prove it every single day, day in and day out. It's huge.
It's huge. It's very difficult. It's much easier.
Consistency is probably one of the most important things you can have in your life. You get another quote for me over there?
Yeah, no, I mean, it just kind of goes hand in hand. Giving effort needs to be a main priority in your life.
Yeah.
Saying you gave 99% versus 100%, that last 1% cost a shit ton of work and effort and pain and grit and everything. And sometimes it is the difference between. Sometimes it is the difference.
The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is what? It's that little extra. You like that?
And we gotta clip that.
Clip that.
Hey, someone clip that.
Run it.
I mean, it's freaking true though, Mike.
Yeah.
Unknown.
Well, the difference between a normal person and someone that's absolutely just balling out and exceeding at whatever they're doing it's all about effort. That's it.
Are you in the position you think where you have a clear direction of how you're chasing greatness? Because we've had similar journeys. Okay, came as a walk-on, overcome, blah blah blah, built, helped. More than anything, football has helped us grow into men of high character, integrity, and who we are now. Yeah. It helped. And I'm blessed for that. Yeah. Blessed for that. Obviously, the locker room along the way. Shit, we went out last night after the Bring Juice golf tournament. We enjoyed it.
Had a good time.
The boys got rowdy. Yeah. How about that ride in? It was beautiful.
Legendary.
The boys had a great evening on the town. Burnt it down. It was great.
Feeling it a little bit.
Wheeling and dealing. Got a hair of the dog today. Getting after it.
What are we doing today?
Run it back. Re-ride.
Hype me up.
The difference, but...
So you asked, we
have such direction. You had such direction. It was easy to understand what you were chasing in
when you had a path. Your path was there. It was already there.
It's scripted.
Yeah.
The script is there.
Then you come out of college.
And now it's like, I got to write my own script.
I got a whole life ahead of me. What am I going to do?
And there's a lot of crap getting thrown your way.
Yeah.
You're gonna have bills,
responsibilities. The biggest.
You're gonna have a husband or a wife.
Yep.
They cost money. That's a relationship that needs to be a priority. Yet you're still trying to chase greatness. Yet you're still friends with the boys. Kids,
big, huge.
We live in California. Not the ideal place for your finances per se.
Yeah. Taxes.
A lot going on.
Big tax guy.
I had to battle the weather yesterday.
Taxes. Yeah. Adversity hits.
When all that crap's thrown your way. In football, it's easy. It's not easy, but it's a clear path on how to respond.
You know what the goal is. The goal is to win, and you have people that will help you guide you on the path there. Coaches.
And in our world, there's only so much time in the day.
Exactly.
I want to go to work and perform the best to continue to grow, which will ultimately bring in more revenue to me, which will ultimately give my family a better life.
Yeah.
More security, could do fun things. Grow, which everybody wants to do. If you're not growing, you're dying, and no one's going to argue with that.
So you asked me, how do I know I'm on the right path? Basically, right now, with all these distractions in my way.
But how fast do you think you should be going? Because
you've got to understand what you can do, where you're at in your life, and then basically envision where you want to be and then track that journey down. Put that journey down and see where it is, and you go, okay, I want to be here in 10 years. I'm right here.
Yeah.
Right? What are the steps I need to take to get there?
What do you think about this too? And I've been living like this a little lately, Stratton Brown's one of our good friends.
Yeah.
I love Strat.
Big Strat guy.
Strat's a
Big
wild
Strat
card.
guy.
Wild card.
Yeah.
But I will say this, and I've said this on the pod, and I've told Strat to his face on this pod. Strat is moving bread.
Yeah.
He's got
a lot of
businesses, a lot of irons in the fire. He's had his experience. He's very passionate about certain things. He's a great father, I think, too.
Yeah.
But he's the guy where I think I want to get 10,000 listeners, and he goes,
why not 1 million?
why not 10 million listeners?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, yeah, that'd be nice too. And I know I'm not going to hit that 10 million right now per se.
Yeah.
But he is right. You do need to think bigger than that. I'm also a realist though on the other back end of things to understand you can't go from 7,000 to 100,000 without passing 10,000.
Exactly.
So saying you have a 10-year plan and trying to plan it out for those 10 years is great. And so I'm not going to go full aggressive with Strat where he's like, how can you do it in 6 months? But how can you do that 10-year plan in 3 years?
Yeah. So one thing that we do at my work, we basically, as a bank, I'm a banker. If anyone didn't know, I do ag loans. Hey, it's exciting stuff. One thing that we do, our bank kicks ass. We ball every single year.
No free shots.
Crush goals.
Just to be clear.
Didn't say my name. Didn't say the bank name. You have no idea.
Okay.
So
Whatever.
One thing that's really nice that they do, and this has helped me in my professional career as well, is you set a goal. As you near that goal, you reset your goal. So it's all about complacency.
Yeah.
So if my goal is, as a banker, I want to get $10 million in loans this year, right?
Sure.
So I go out, I'm at $8 million. I got 6 months left, right? And you're like, oh, I'm going to hit this easy. What do you need to do? Reset it. Screw that. I'm doing 20 this year. Keep resetting.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing that, anytime we have a goal as a company or organization, as we near that goal, we reset it and continue to move forward. Right.
Have you ever had it where you set it for something too high and you have to bring it back? Or are you just like, fuck, we need to hit our goal this year?
No, and I think that's where you need to have a level head. So you need to understand, hey, there's a lot of headwinds, not only just in professional life, but just exactly what you said, right? Your goal is 10 million listeners in 10 years.
Sure.
So let's just throw that out there,
Okay.
right? You got to be realistic and say, hey, just like you were, I'm not going to make that in 6 months.
No,
right?
you're not.
You got to be realistic. So you shoot for the moon, but you got to understand that what you're capable of and also, what's realistic.
Yeah.
Right. So you can have big ideas, big dreams, big goals and everything like that. But you need to understand, hey, how am I going to get there? And what's realistically a time frame that I can get that in? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with shooting too big though.
No, it's nothing wrong with shooting too big at all. I just, it's hard to figure out that gauge system.
Yeah.
And then you're saying about in your specific occupation, that's easy for a specific thing.
Yeah.
But when you take the whole big picture of like, hey, I want to be a good father, a good husband, all these things. I want to stay physically fit.
Yeah.
I want to do this. Maybe you want to grill.
6 pack till I die.
Maybe you want to be a grill master, something
Yeah.
like that. All things take time, and it's not unlimited.
Yeah. Time's the biggest factor in your life, basically.
In the
is
world.
what I see.
Mike, you mentioned banking. I don't want to talk about your bank. I want to talk about Fresno First Bank. Fresno First Bank, they're a local bank, okay, to Fresno and the community. They have a strong connection with their business owners to help them grow and succeed. And at Fresno First, they're never too busy. It's always direct contact when you walk in. They personalize the customer experience every single day. And if you are looking for a definitive banking experience, they're going to treat you like family and take a sound business approach. Then Fresno First is where you need to be.
Frank, I'm going to tell you, I have not been to a Fresno First Bank.
Yeah.
But this is what I'll say. Everything you said right there
aligns
with what I want to see in a bank.
Good.
When I walk in, what's the worst thing you can do? They go, oh, yeah, can I see your ID?
Yeah.
Sounds like Fresno First. They know you as a person. You're not a number.
You're not a number.
That's
good.
Go there. Love it.
Mike, if you are I wanted to make sure we cover this today. This podcast is called Bring the Juice. Okay. And Mike was one of my early friends at Fresno State. And when you're a young buck, you know, older guys, sometimes they gravitate towards you. Me and Mike hit it off, to say the least, if you can't tell already. But we haven't even gotten to our Italian accents yet. Can't get too far into that. Hey, my great grandmother invented the fucking meatball. Invented the meatball.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, get out of that thing, huh? But juice.
Huge.
What is juice? How do you still apply juice?
Juice is.
Let's start about the.
It's a mindset. It's a bean. Is
it a pillar?
Huge part of your life. You can base your whole foundation on it.
Yeah.
It is the foundation that you build your house on. Juice to me is why you live. Why do you keep going? Right?
You have to.
Life's hard. Life's rough. Why do you keep going? I've got many different names for it, but you got it in you.
Yeah.
Right? Every morning we wake up, Fresno,
Sure.
right? Early mornings. You're sore. You got homework. You're tired from the day before, right? You got lifts at 6 a.m. You get in that locker room. What keeps you going?
Yeah. You got to flip a switch.
That's juice.
That's juice. That's saying, listen,
That's the
man.
thing that gets you up in the morning.
You have to have it.
Yeah.
You have to have it.
Undeniable.
It's very difficult to define in a Webster's dictionary, per se.
Well, you got to feel it.
But once
You know what I mean?
feel it,
It's
you
it. You understand.
You want to put it in a bottle
Yeah.
and then drink it every day like it's Gatorade.
So one of the things that, and I think you did this with us at
Yeah,
Fresno.
Mike. I'm aware.
Line it up.
So, obviously the weight room is one of the places you need juice. Like an easy example, and I don't want people.
I think it's the easiest place to find it too. One of them.
You have a choice.
Yeah.
And you either run to the fight or the fight runs to you. You got to attack each day.
Yeah.
We use football examples, and then literally all these are relevant towards
Life.
your 9 to 5,
100%.
your life.
Yeah.
But juice itself, there was a crew where we want to get fired up and we'd attack it. And the other thing too, you got to keep in mind about it, it's contagious.
Yeah.
It's the most contagious thing you could possibly have.
One spark starts a forest fire, dude. That's
Absolutely, it
That's
does.
it.
And we had our days where we had this strength and conditioning coach named Tommy Stallworth.
Stally Stall.
And he was very particular about you had to wear the same. Everyone wore the same socks and the same exact shorts and the same exact shirt, and you had to be waiting in the locker room like 12 minutes early with your left knee down. Was the left knee down?
Left knee.
Left
yeah.
knee down, sitting up straight, and there was roll call. You need to be quiet. And I mean, his first few weeks there at Fresno State, we didn't even touch a weight.
Different.
Guys wanted to fight. Guys
Yeah.
were freaking. Guys were quitting. It was insane. Granted, the year before we went 1-11. I don't want to dive into that today, but we didn't touch a weight. It wasn't good enough. We weren't standing up straight enough. It was yes sir, no sir. If you yawned 15 up downs
big.
immediately.
Yep. Yep.
If you were late, it was bad.
I'm gonna get my 15. That's quick too. You don't even know you're doing it. That's the worst part. You just sit there. You're like, oh, and then you're just like, oh.
I still, to this day, if you yawn in his weight room, 15 up downs. I still, in this day, I'm not a big yawner.
Yeah.
In public.
Cut it out now.
Yeah.
You learn.
Maybe I needed that.
Yeah.
Maybe I needed that. I'm not tired anymore.
Well, you learn lessons through everything. But to your point, I mean, it was definitely a different start to your usual. Different start to the year. New philosophy.
Very
more. I would say more structured.
Oh my God!
Way more structured.
All kinds of stuff. He just throws a tug of war in there.
Yeah, randomly.
He just puts a rope in the middle of the weight room.
Yeah. So all of that is basically to build in discipline, right?
Absolutely.
That's the biggest thing.
Which I do appreciate.
And I think you got to have it.
Yeah.
So when you get in the morning and you get the discipline, I mean, what we did was basically a couple of the guys, Juice Crew
Juice Crew would do this. Guys make pre-workout shakes and they put their powder in and then they shake it up.
Yeah.
We do that all the time. But every once in a while, maybe on a max day,
big day,
225 day, maybe it's a Friday. Maybe we'll do a little arm farm. Red Dawn.
Red Dawn. Yeah.
Can't get into that today. Red Dawn. If you know, you know.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Can we get a little inside of Red Dawn real quick? Red Dawn, you have to be there, what, 3 or 4?
Yeah.
3 or 4 a.m. January.
At some point, you don't even know it. It's dark.
And it's outside. 7 days straight.
Dark when you start, dark when you finish.
Yeah.
Start.
Which is rare.
Yeah.
And it is essentially, it's mat drills for...
kick your ass.
They chop you up into groups and there's stations. And it's... You do not stop moving as soon as you get down there. And it's cold as hell and you're competing. And the coaches are trying to get you to break.
That's it. That's all they want.
There is
push you to the limit, find out where your limit is, get you through that limit.
And they're weeding dudes out too.
100%.
Guys are puking.
They're gonna see who's
going to fold.
Who's the dudes?
Yeah.
Who are they?
And it matters.
Who's going to come with us in the foxhole right now, and who's going to run off? That's it.
I want the right guys in my foxhole.
That's it. That's all you want.
Anyways,
I want the boys. And you know what you got to have in that foxhole? What is it? What do you got to bring to the foxhole? A big old bag. Big old bag of what?
You gotta have some juice.
Big old bag of juice.
Anyways, instead of eating the pre-workout via dissolve in the water, we would just take it. Give it one little snort, one little
you can eat it,
maybe just a little gum,
throw in the gums,
whatever you needed, and it immediately would hit the bloodline.
Start freaking out. Shaking,
yeah, but it hits you like within like 30 seconds. But if you were to do it, your eyes would start watering.
Yeah. So it looks like you're crying, but I'm not crying.
You'd be like, I'm good, man. I'm good to go. You got enough testosterone to rip a head off of a pony. I mean, you're ready to go, man.
So, short glimpse into what it was like in the weight room. I was a huge weight room guy. I loved the weight room. Everything it stood for. Big weight room guy. Frank was right there with me.
Yeah, he likes his mediums too.
Exactly. Extra small shirts. Hey, dude, there was something about when we had Bose and we'd go after a running, go back in there, take your shirts off and start the arm pump.
Oh.
That was
absolutely.
Huge.
Bose beach body workouts.
Oh, yeah, big beach. But it's the mentality to get you through, and also it's the camaraderie that you have with your guys that are going through the same thing you are. Whether it be a hard workout, easy workout, you got to bring that energy, and that's kind of what we did. Was we just randomly be screaming juice throughout the whole workout for no reason.
Yeah,
and you finish a lift, juice.
Let's go, baby. I'm talking crazy max out days. You can't mimic that in anything.
You can't explain it.
The whole team is around you. You're on a bench. It doesn't. And the fun thing is too, like, all right, maybe I'm not lifting as much as Natani Muti. Natani Muti's trying to hit 500 pounds on bench, and I'm getting under 275, and I'm like, let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Lace me up. And to get the team doesn't care. Nobody cares what's on your bar.
Yeah,
they care.
It's about you.
You hitting that rep.
You're going more than what you can do.
Doing what you have to do to be the best version of yourself you can possibly be.
Yeah.
And I think that's electric. And I'm not kidding. You'll get that mother.
You're hyped up right now, dude.
You'll get that up. I'm sweating. I'm twitching. I'm twitching over here. I love it.
Yeah.
It's one of those you kind of got to just be there type of things. But you know what? I got a big next Bring the Juice event coming up pretty soon. And I'm going to try my best
to
mimic
it.
That.
What's going on?
Can't.
Not yet?
Can't.
Hidden?
Can't. Hidden.
We're going to cut that out.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey, don't clip that.
Don't clip it. Cut it. Gone.
Mike.
Frank.
There's a lot of juice on this table right now. We have some places to be, some people to see.
We got to go.
Some babies to kiss, some hands to shake.
Dice to roll, money to make.
You
like that one, huh?
Before we leave, anything you want to say to Bring the Juice Nation?
Life gets hard. Keep your head up. Love your family. Say a prayer at night. And bring the fucking juice. Let's go!
Drink your fucking milk, boys and girls. Fire me up. Get your piss hot. Be sure to tune in. Subscribe to us on YouTube, please. Buy some merch.
If you're listening and you're not subscribed, what are you doing with your life? What's going on?
I don't know.
Subscribe.
The audio version
Support
is
the
great.
boy.
The audio version is great of these episodes, which is a lot of people listen to it.
Yeah.
The video version, I mean, it's like
Hype.
it's.
You're gonna see us twitching.
Whatever your
We don't even-
favorite, whatever your favorite,
You're gonna see us doing
whatever
that.
your favorite TV show is. This is better. Appreciate you guys. See you next week. Let's get after it.